Have you ever found yourself sitting at 2 o'clock in the morning, scrolling Facebook, coming across an old high school friend and thinking, wow, they aged well. Wonder what the skincare routine is. Or maybe you sat across from your partner and you felt this gap between the two of you. And you wondered, what's going on? If you've been feeling restless, nostalgic, or just off, don't worry about it. You're not falling apart. You're leveling up. These are little-known signals that midlife is calling. They're going to give you a wake-up call. Hi, I'm Ann. Y'all ready to chat? Today we're going to talk about 7 midlife awakenings that give you challenges. And instead of panicking, we're going to chat about how to lean into them. Number 1, the friendship time machine. So you want to reconnect with your old high school friend, your bestie, who you used to stay up giggling with half the night, making phone calls to boyfriends and other girlfriends, and maybe eating Taco Bell at 1 o'clock in the morning. Parents didn't know about that, did they? It's not just nostalgia. It's your soul craving the good old days when you were carefree and didn't have to worry about bills, laundry, and your LinkedIn profile. If that happens, don't dismiss it. Reach out to your old friend. And while you're at it, remember the girl who you were back then and ask yourself, who am I really trying to reconnect with? The girl I left behind or with myself now? Because who you have become now is a lot better than the 16-year-old or 25-year-old you were yesterday. Number 2, the silent drift with your partner. This one's a tough one because there's nothing really wrong that you can put your finger on. You're not fighting, but you're living parallel lives. It's just static. I remember a friend of mine talking about how her husband pointed out to her they had texted more about the dog's vet appointment than they had about each other. Their life had turned into logistics. And what happens is you start asking yourself, am I fulfilled in this? And the chasm continues to grow. So what do you do about it? Well, a simple date night where you just fake some laughter and have some wine isn't going to cut it. Ask the questions. Are you happy? What are your goals now that the kids are gone or now that they're teenagers and going off to college? What do you miss about us? These questions will spur answers that may surprise you. And these questions and answers will bring you closer together because you'll be talking about each other and not about the dog's vet appointment. Number 3, the social circle purge. You may find yourself not getting involved in those text chats like you used to, or maybe you're kind of turning down events that you used to look forward to, and you think, am I becoming antisocial? No, you've grown differently than what your friends have grown. I mean, I look at it this way. I have a couple friends that I spent a lot of time with, but it was because our kids were friends. And now that Aiden's grown, I really don't have a reason to see them anymore. I like them. I'm not saying I don't like them, but that's the only thing we had in common, events that we planned for the kids. Midlife has a funny way of shaking the social snow globe. So as you move on, your values change, and so do your friends. So don't feel bad about pulling back. You're basically pruning so that you can allow new friendships in. And these new friendships will feed your present, not your past. Number 4, parenting changes. You have spent most of your adult life carting these kids around, attending band concerts, watching soccer games. They've been your life, both you and your partners. And now they're grown and leaving. And you may be sitting at the table looking across at your husband and thinking, now what? What do I do now? Your whole identity was wrapped up in being mom. But this isn't the end. This isn't a demotion. This is a promotion. You're no longer the manager. You're the mentor. And you get to be involved with this wonderful adult that you helped form. It's a different level, and it's a really cool level. I'm experiencing it right now, and I have to say it's a rebirth. The old kid is gone, and this new one is wonderful. So now that you have all this free time, start a new project. I started a YouTube channel. Others start podcasts. Maybe you start a side gig you've always wanted to do, or volunteer. And you have all this knowledge you can impart. Go do it. I'd like you to impart some knowledge right now and give us some comments about what challenges you're facing. And while you're at it, if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Number 5, recapturing your youth. And no, it's not just about buying a red convertible. Although I have to say, when I was 50, I went out and bought a red Mustang convertible. And I know it sounds cliche, but it was great. And I'm not so sure I did it to relive my youth, as it was just fun and exciting and out of character for me. And I decided to do it. But you may want to do something different. Maybe you've decided to run a marathon, do salsa classes, or you bought those jeans that your teenage daughter calls bold choices. If you decide that you need to do these things, you're not crazy. You're just craving vitality. You want to feel alive again, not invisible. So instead of chasing the 25-year-old, take that energy and apply it to something new. Apply it to the podcast, the YouTube channel, the side gig. You can do it. Number 6, unexplained irritability. Have you noticed lately that people chewing too loud is getting on your nerves? Or somebody shot the thermostat up and it's just ticking you off? Those little things aren't what's making you irritable. It's usually about feeling stuck. It's about outgrowing something, be it your job, a habit, or maybe something within yourself. And your soul is basically saying to you, move already, get moving. Instead of guilt spiraling, treat your irritability like a clue. What needs to change? Where do you feel trapped? The answers to these questions might surprise you. And number 7, what if? Oh, that alternate reel of life, the what ifs. The what if I had moved to Alaska? That was mine. The what if I had taken that job? The what if I hadn't taken that job? It's a rabbit hole you can go down and get lost in. But here's the truth. Those what ifs aren't regrets, they're information. They're information about who you are today. They point to the values and dreams you've been ignoring. So reframe the question. Don't ask what if, ask what now? You can't redo your 20s. That's impossible. But you can establish a present and a future that's intentional. And an intentional future is a lot more powerful than a what if. If any of this sounds familiar, take a breath and realize you're not breaking down, you're breaking open. These signs aren't warnings. They're invitations to rebuild, to reconnect with yourself. It's time to build a life that's actually worthy of the person you are now. I'd love to hear from you in the comments about how you're experiencing some of these challenges. Remember, midlife isn't a crisis. It's a comeback tour. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for the chat.